It's exciting to come your way once again as we continue our wonderful journey in core mathematics. My name is Nana Yawedu, and you can call me Sir Nana. Remember to like this video, share this video, comment at the comment section, click on the notification bell, and subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can get all videos on time. In our previous lesson, we have considered the Pythagorean theorem. And we mentioned that for the Pythagorean theorem, the square of the longest side, which is the hypotenuse, is equal to the sum of the squares of the opposite sides. Now, in this lesson, we want to consider how we can solve a question on the Pythagorean theorem. Now, let's consider one of those questions. So, in this question, we are asked to find the value of x in the diagram below. So basically we have a diagram which is a right angle triangle, and we are asked to find the value of x. So first and foremost, you must inspect your diagram and ensure that the 90-degree angle appears, right? So we have our 90-degree angle here. So that implies that it is a right angle triangle. So this means that the square of the longest side, which is x squared, should be equal to the sum of the squares of the opposite side, 6 squared plus 8 squared. So it means you have our s squared to be equal to 36 plus 64. So it means that our x squared should be equal to 36 plus 64 gives us 100, right? So in order to be able to take off the square, what we must do is to square both sides, right? So we find the square root of both sides. So the square root of this side, cancel it, and then our x becomes equal to the square root of 100. And we know the square root of 100 is plus or minus 10. But then we say that x is equal to 10. The reason being that we are finding the length, right? And the length of something cannot be negative. So it means that x is equal to 10. And then remember that there is no units attached to the variables here or the values here. So our s should be 10 without any values attached. Now let's consider another example. So in this example, we are asked to find the value of x in the diagram below as well. So irrespective of how the diagram is drawn, all you need to do is to be able to find out whether it's a right angle triangle. So we have our 90-degree angle here. That implies that we can redraw this so that it looks like the normal right angle that we normally see. Because sometimes it could confuse you in a way. So we have our 90-degree here. Beneath our 90 degrees our x, at the side is our 14, and then it means that our longest side is 20, right? So based on our Pythagorean theorem, we know that our 20 squared should be equal to 14 squared plus x squared. So in this case, our 20 squared, 20 times 20 gives us 400. And then we have our 14 squared, which gives us 196 plus x squared, right? So it means that our x squared should be equal to 400. Then means we would subtract both sides by 196. So minus 196. So it means x squared should be equal to 400 minus 196, which gives us our value, which is 204, right? So it means our x should be equal to the square root of 204. And if we find the square root of 204, that should give us 2 root 51. So x is equal to 2 square root of 51, right? You can leave your answer in this form as 2 root 51, or you can decide to find the decimal place. So we can say that it is 14.28. Always leave your answer in 2 decimal places. So it means that the value of x is 14.28. Remember that this one also doesn't have any units attached, so you leave the answer as 14.28. Now let's consider another question. This question is asking us to find the length of the side AB, right? So we are finding the length of the side AB. So in this question, we realize that we have our 8 and we have our 15. So when we look at where the 90-degree angle is, we can redraw it And then when we redraw it, we have a 90-degree angle here. Beneath it is our 8. And then on the side is our 15. So it means that we are finding B and A, right? This side is C. So it means that we can say that the BA all squared is equal to BC all squared plus CA all squared. And then we have BA all squared to be equal to 15 squared plus 8 squared, right? So BA all squared is equal to, now 15 squared gives us 225, right? So 15 squared gives us 225, and then 8 squared gives us 64. So when we sum 225 plus 64, it means that our BA all squared should be equal to 289, right? So how do we find BA, which is the length from B to A? We can find the square root of both sides so that square root will cancel the square, and our BA will be equal to the square root of 289, which gives us 17, right? So in this case, we get our BA to be what? 17, right? Now let's consider one final one. So in this question, we are asked to find the length of side JK, right? So in this question, we realize that we want to find the side here, right? We have the hypotenuse to be 8.9. So we say that K and H all squared is equal to H and J all squared plus K and J all squared, right? So K and H gives us 8.9, right? Because it has units, when you are solving it, leave the units out so that it doesn't confuse you. Then once you are done, you put the units at the end, right? So we have 8.9 all squared is equal to 7.9 all squared plus K and J all squared, right? So our 8.9 all squared, when we use your calculator to be able to find it, you know that it should give us 79.21. And then our 7.9 all squared, it gives us 62.41 plus kj all squared. So in order for us to be able to find kj, what we must do is that we must actually ensure that we move the constants across. So we have 79.21 minus 62.41, right, to equal to kj all squared. So it means that 79.21 minus 62.41 is going to give us 16.8, right? So we say that kg all squared is equal to 16.8. Then that means that the side kg should be equal to the square root of 16.8. And when we have square root of 16.8, we get square root of 16.8. Using the calculator would give us 4.098, right? So we get 4.09, let's say 9, because the next number is more than 5, right? So we bring the unit, because the unit is millimeters, so you have to bring the unit. So where you are given a unit, ensure that you end with the unit. If not, your final answer would be -1 because you didn't bring the unit. So in this lesson, we have basically considered some questions where we found the sides of a right angle triangle based on the Pythagorean theorem. Remember to share this video, like this video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you in the next lesson.